Hey guys, this is Nick from Coding Blues, and today we'll be looking into lists and how they can impact your app and use them quite efficiently to build up your navigation, some items and description. For example, here we have an apple with some short text, but some of the other items have more description. For example, here for the grapes, we have a longer text, and all this navigation is done automatically using just a few lines of code. So let's dive in and see how it's done. I closed the simulator for now, and let's see how this is working in the simulator within Xcode. So all these features work exactly the same way, but we get the benefits of the simulator that it has internet and it can access many other things. So here is an overview with the lists. It's getting more complicated in order to get all these features within the app. I have added several more things, which are images for the different fruits and the different vegetables. So these images were taken from different stock libraries. Currently, I didn't buy them because this is just a test to see how this whole thing would look. But in the future, I will just include this as a part of download. So I will probably get those images. As you can see, this is a Dreamtime's stock image, and this text was generated using AI. Something that I want to mention today, which is quite important. I will have a separate video, and what I want to mention that I've been using quite a lot GPT tools, AI tools in order to get all this code. I'm not really a coder. I'm not that familiar with different ways to make algorithms, and what I have used so far is ChatGPT and Perplexity. So I have a separate video about how I use those tools in order to get the code that I want. What we have here as a code and how changing this will give us different results. For example, right here, I have this struct list view. So it gives us these two lists. Basically, we have the food items as description, which we have names, image names, and description for each item. They were defined as these food items with several values, which are ID, name, image name, and description. The ID part is something which is internal, and Swift needs it in order to identify which is the separate item. But the idea behind name, image name, and description is that this is something you give to the property. So here, if we want to have not apple, but apples, I'm changing this text. So now this text right here is gonna change just in a bit. So now it is saying apples, and here again, it's saying apples. I will do this to the other thing, which is bananas, and here we have banana. And also in the next view, we can see that when we click on this, again, it is saying bananas. So this information about the food items is both for this view where we're generating the actual lists, and then it will pass this information, which is defined here about each item, to the next view, which is showing off the detailed view. Each item is getting the image name, photo, the item name, and item description. So if I click here on grapes, and we have the image of the grapes, we have the name of the grapes, and the whole description right here. So I'll just change end part. So I want to delete this end sentence. It's gonna take me back to the beginning, previous screen. It's generating this text based on the details, but it will take me back to the previous screen since it doesn't know what exactly it's doing. So grapes now has one sentence less, and we can decide how much text we want. So my idea was, when showing off the lists items, was that I wanted to have this part when clicking on a different item, it will show off the image, the name, and the short descriptions, so that we have it in the top part of the screen and we can read it real nicely. And in this screen, we have this amount of items. The whole screen is not scrollable. We can still scroll it up or down, and it will work to display the list's name in the top bar. You don't need it to see anything. So the navigation bar in the bottom, the tab views, are not hidden, or they're totally visible all the way. So let's get back to the lists and how this whole thing is working. So we have two sections. The idea behind lists is that we can have several parts of a list. We can separate it with sections like that, and each section has a description with a code, and we can have some new section, which I'm going to take like desserts, and I'm going to get just some text in here. So opening up a bracket, I'm getting cake. We are going to have a dessert in the bottom, which is going to be cake. So I'm getting two more texts like that, which is going to be tiramisu, fruit salad. This is how it is coming, but currently we have no follow-up, no additional screens for those, since we don't have this detailed view for generating this navigation links. If we want to have additional navigation to see additional views for every one of those, this is the way to have automatic code with several different options. And this is the easier way when you have several images and you want to get the same level of description really fast. Otherwise, you can have navigation links that open up some navigation views. We can see for each of those texts navigation links that give us different items. What we have in the bottom is a way to style all these lists. So we're having those two groups because we have this list style. So this is an example how the grouped list styles work. So now we don't have this rounding around these parts. Now I'm going to try the other styles. The default list style is the same as the inset grouped styles. Here with the plain list styles, we don't have any grouping at all. We just have the section titles. So this way we can have some items like that, but it's not the best practice. This is the sidebar list style. It looks absolutely the same like the inset grouped styles and default list style. Currently, the default list style is the inset grouped list style, and it doesn't need to be given as a modifier at all. What I can see here from the detailed view, we have a frame with a clip shape, which is the circle. We have a line width of 2 pixels as a stroke. This is the stroke for our image. I want to have 250 by 250. I'll have this again to 250. So the image is getting bigger. So whether I put this to much bigger, but it will be a blurred image. The original asset does not have this information. Currently, this is just a test, so we're having these watermarks from Deem's time. And if we go back, we can see that we have these watermarks from all of these. So this is the example with lists. As a final thing that I want to try out today is how to set up the content view so that it opens lists at start. We have private property, private var, selected tab equals to 2. So the second tag is going to be the lists view. And here in the tab view, we need to define that we need to select the selected tab. So it's going to be this, and it's going to open automatically tag number 2. So I can say here it's going to be tag number 1, which is the images view. So now we'll see how the images view will be the first selection. So in this way, if we have several tabs at start, we can define which one is open as default, and it doesn't need to be the home. And this is for today. We dived into lists and how we can use different ways to interact with our app to get details, but also how to get the navigation when we have options with the content view in order to change which selected tab is open at first. This is Nick from Coding Blues. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, like it, and comment if you like my content. Have a good day.